comfortable conversations time, and it's regarding the fullback situation. Calafiori, Timber, Ben White, really the three proper options for us in that area. I know we've got Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Kivior can play there, but I feel like that's the battle. Who's going to start at left back and who's going to start at right back? And I've got sort of this idea, and I know we're all massive Ben White fans, but I think it's time for him. You know, we talk about players that have been kind of phased out of the team because we found suitable upgrades, and I feel like Ben White's the next position where that's going to happen. He's fantastic, I love him, and he will be, you know, crucial in many games this season. But I feel like it's now time for Mikel Arteta to try this new fullback pairing, and I'm going to start firstly with that left back sort of role, and I think that's going to be Calafiori's. Absolutely going to be Calafiori's. I feel like there's going to be no questions, you know, sort of around who should start there. Brilliant on the ball, knows how to roam, knows how to receive in tight spaces, knows how to drive, knows how to collect in forward areas, knows how to collect in deep areas as well, knows how to receive back to goal, left-footed. I mean, he's perfect. I know we haven't seen a lot of him. I know he's been kind of playing a little bit here and there. He's been injured a bit, but I feel like he is the guy. He is the guy for us. I feel like he has so many qualities that we don't sort of have in the left back area. Someone who can drive on the ball. I don't think Timber's as good at driving on the ball from a left back sort of zone. He's right footed. It's a bit awkward for him, but for Calafiori, it's second nature. And when I see him on the ball, when I see him drive, nobody can stop him. Nobody can take off the ball when Calafiori is driving forward. I've noticed this in the cameos he's had this season, and he's only going to get better. The more minutes he has, the more experience he has with the squad, we have a real player on our hands. And the fact he's only 22, I read this weird fact that Calafiori is younger than Bukayo Saka. And for me, it sounds crazy. From you, maybe it doesn't sound crazy, but he's still so young. Calafiori can go so many levels up. And I feel like that left back spot is definitely his. I've seen him, you know, 1v1 defending wise. He's really strong as well. He's kind of, you know, loosened up a bit, because I feel like in the first games he sort of played for us, there was this confidence in him and this sort of rashness. And not in that he made any mistakes, but he was so eager to get quickly and be aggressive. But now you can tell he's sort of calmed down a bit. He's now ready to be a bit conservative in some defensive situations. He's a really good box defender, as we saw when he came off the bench against Brighton. He has the energy to run forward, as we saw when Ødegaard had the ball against Brighton and he could have played Calafiori in. These are things that we don't really see from the left back role. And against Tottenham, to be honest, I saw Timber go beyond and find himself in beautiful areas where he could whip it in with his left foot. But again, that situation where he's not left-footed, so it's really hard for him to put a ball into the box. But I feel like once we have that left-footed player playing left back, who is Calafiori, we're going to be absolutely incredible. But that doesn't mean, you know, Timber doesn't have a place in the team, because I feel like that's the next sort of thing I need to speak about, and it's the right back area. And I feel like, for me, Timber is going to take over Ben White's spot in the long term. And I know a lot of us are Ben White fans, and Ben White has been kind of the guy that's always going to put a 7 out of 10 performance in for you. But I feel like Timber is just a superior footballer in what Mikel Arteta wants from his fullback. We saw against Tottenham, Timber can overlap, he can underlap, he can receive in tight spaces, he can switch a ball. He can do all those things that Ben White can do as well, but adding that ball carrying as well. And, you know, that quality in the final third, I feel like Timber is much better in the final third quality-wise. And I feel like that's why Ben White's going to be phased out. We really saw a little bit of a, you know, connection between Timber and Saka towards the end of last season, where, you know, against Everton, the sort of link play that they had, it looked really promising, and Timber looked so comfortable in the final third. He can also receive the ball in between the lines of the opposition defence. He just adds so much variety, and I think Arteta is now trying a new formula. I call it the roaming fullback, where he gives complete license to the fullback to do what fits best. I feel like earlier it used to be, you know, so system, you know, related in where the fullback would be, but there's a lot more freedom. We finally saw against Atlanta for the first time freedom from the fullbacks. I feel like there was times where Timber would come inside from the left back role, Ben White would give the license to, you know, kind of shield in the midfield and receive the ball there. And I feel like if we're going to start doing this, it's definitely suited towards, you know, suited towards Timber and a Calafiori fullback pairing. I feel like on the ball as well, they both are a lot better than Ben White. I feel like Ben White's quite good with his passing range, but I feel like Timber and Calafiori are just so comfortable, just the way they were brought up as players, the teams that they've come from. it's second nature for him. I know Ben White played at Brighton, and we've seen Ben White have really good performances on the ball, but I feel like Timber and Calafiori are really the level raisers, and it's really harsh to say this because Ben has been so consistent for us. And I think another thing for me regarding Ben White is the 1v1 defending. I really don't feel like he's great defending channels in wide areas at all. Decent box defender, but when it comes to the channels, faced up 1v1 against a winger, Ben White certainly struggles. And I feel like we can accept that as fans, and we can talk about it, and we can see suitable upgrades in those areas. And I feel like Timber 1v1, we've left him 1v1 against so many good wingers. We saw him 1v1 Brennan Johnson, who's quick, pacey, goes outside, inside. Timber, no problem at all. And I feel like when I saw this, I was like, wow, we need this sort of security from the right-hand side, because I know Calafiori 1v1 is a fantastic defender with those long legs. He can really grab the ball, and I feel like that's the next stage for us Arsenal fans, to see a Calafiori and Timber partnership both on and off the ball. I feel like it's going to be really dangerous. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, peace.